Howdy folks, welcome back to Somewhere Downrange. I'm your host Brad, and for those of you that are followers on the live chats of the Turkey's Opinion, of whom I share quite a love of firearms and testing real-time shit, you might remember a couple nights ago on the live chat I mentioned that I was going to be doing some new video on the new Kimber KDS9c, which stands for Kimber double stack 9mm little c. I guess I don't know what that stands for. I can come up with some words, because let me tell you something. For $1,400 plus, Kimber, you can do better, and I'll tell you why. All right, this ain't gonna take long. Hopefully. This is just a coming attractions, little intro video. I'm going to talk to you about the things that I encountered when my father spent 29 days waiting on his KDS9c to come in, and was hot to go out and play with it, but we wanted to go through it first like we always do, just to make sure everything's fine, everything's there, and everything's right. It's a good thing to do that, because let me tell you what, with this weapon, I don't know if they have six-fingered monkeys in the goddamn assembly line in their factory or what, but they might as well have. So I'm just going to touch on a few points, and I have pictures, and you're going to love these, maybe. Okay, most of these points I'm touching on, I got pictures. A couple I don't. Right down there, bottom of the slide, this weapon is unloaded, as you safety Nazis can see. In this area right here on both sides, right in that area, where the portions of the lower dust cover ride just below the ends, the bottom of the slide rails, yeah, scratching the shit out of it. This weapon hasn't been fired by my father or I yet. No, it's just been test fired at the factory and started scratching the shit out of it. There's a good reason for that, because this rail, the left rail, right at this point, when you pull this slide, you can see a shelf where the material did not get machined down to the same level as the other side. So when the slide comes back, it makes contact with that upright of the dust cover, which makes the slide twist a little, and so this one contacts too. That's that for high checks. Okay, let's keep going. Let's look at a picture of that. Okay, next one, the disconnector well on the bottom of the slide. You know, that center piece that shows the bullet out of your magazine. I guess right about there you can see it, just above the tip of the rear of the beaver tail. Okay, one edge of that, half the length, just skittered up and chattered up to shit. Now it ain't there anymore, because I've taken remedial action to fix these things. It didn't look good at all. That shouldn't have been there. Let's look at a picture of that. Okay, breech face surrounding the firing pin hole. Okay, now you can see it's nice and shiny in there now. Got a good reflection on it, but you can still see a little sterration. It looked like it had been surfaced with a fucking hoof rasp. About convoluted that one all to shit, didn't I? Hoof rasp. Looked like absolute hell. Now, one of the things we did was load up a magazine with 15 rounds, chuck it in there, and let the slide fall. You couldn't even load that first round. You had to reduce the magazine capacity by 3 before it would load one. Shit's so rough. Okay. Did we look at a picture of that? I hope we did. Let's look at it again. Okay. The firing pin hole. You'll see a good picture of it. It's oblong in the front, oblong. It has a divot at the bottom, 45-degree angle, where whatever drilled that came in, and then God damn it. Okay, in the wall of the slide, just to the left of that firing pin hole, a tool hit it, knocked a gouge in it. I had to get that out of there. It's in the picture of the firing pin hole. The grip panels for the grip of the weapon, you'll notice, are held on by one screw only. Now, Brad, you say, goddamn, every government model I ever saw or anything like a government model had two. Yeah, well, these don't, they got one. That's all fine, well, and good. If the surface below the grip panel, the interior surface of it, is formed to mate up with the recess of the grip panel, of the grip itself, frame, and it's not. What they got is little grooves in the edges of it with little pieces of rubber about that goddamn long, just black heavy duty rubber about 1/8 of an inch thick, and they go in those little grooves, little 1/2 inch grooves, and they fall out. Bullshit, Kimber, bullshit. So, come get you one of these, you can pull the grips. Make goddamn sure you do it over something where you can catch it when it falls, because if you do it out in the field, the odds are real good. You'll be buying more. Oh, the grip screw bushing. One was fine, the other sucked. There was trash all in it. I had to work back and forth over and over for about 10 minutes to get the grip screw itself, the panel screw itself, to come out so I could take the grip panel off the side of the weapon. And you could see where when it was getting up there good and tight, the tool that was in the slotted groove that mounts it went, just scraped the top of it, dinged the edges of it, put trash in the fucking hole. Let's look at a picture of that. Now, I don't have a picture of this because by this time I was so pissed off I was just moving high-speed low drag. The feed ramp in the rear of the chamber in the barrel. I don't know if you can see it now. You probably looks pretty good. It's nice and shiny, like a mirror in there almost. Yeah, because I worked the fuck out of that. Let me tell you something, Kimber. No, hell no. And for this surface as well, Kimber. In the barrel, I wish I had a bore scope. I don't, so I don't have a camera that can really get you a good picture of it. But in between every set of lands, down in the grooves, scratches, all the way down the son of a bitch. What in the fuck, Kimber? Really? What in the fuck? And when you take it out of the box, brand new out of the bag, guess what? When you pull it out, yeah, real good possibility that your magazine release button is going to go ahead and fall out, because the keeper key inside it that keeps it locked in place won't be turned in completely. And it's just going to fall out. Don't let that freak you out. You can fix it real easy. Just follow the directions they put in a goddamn manual that you have to go online to get. There's nothing in the box except a thick little pamphlet about safety, 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 safety. They made goddamn sure that the lawyers were covered, but they didn't give you any goddamn manual as far as what this son of a bitch has got in it or how you got to do it. So, my blood pressure's getting up. Another thing I bitch about is fucking sights. There's no dovetail there. They are mounted with bottom screws. Now, won't that be fun if one of those bastards breaks, falls down in your gun when you really need that son of a bitch, Kimber? There's a couple other things. I'm not going to really bitch about them. So, stand by, because we're going to go out to the range tomorrow and see if this bastard even works. I sure hope it does. I'm kind of wondering if that firing pin is even on center. I'm sure it probably is. But you just don't never know, do you? $1,400 fucking dollars for a goddamn gun that's supposed to be, you know, hey, you like Wilson EDCs? Well, these are just like them. No, they fucking ain't. And Kimber, you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm not a Kimber hater. I've had dozen Kimbers. CDPs, Ultra CDPs, Eclipses, all that shit, man. I got a Target stainless 2 and 38 Super that's drug home more goddamn trophies than any weapon I've ever owned. I got a 10 mil I love. It came out just fine. What the fuck is going on with this shit? So if you decide you want a Kimber KDS9c, when you go to the store, do not order that son of a bitch online. Go to a shop, get one in your hand, and look at that bastard. Because if it don't look like a $1,400 gun to you, it fucking ain't. See you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Bye.